Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning, dear student. My voice is audible, everyone. Please confirm once. Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning, dear student. My voice is audible, everyone. Please confirm once. Hello. My voice is audible, everyone. Hello, hello. Good morning, dear student. My voice is audible. Chaliye. So, once again, very good morning, dear students, to everyone. Today, we are going to discuss about 17th June the Hindu newspaper analysis. So, dear student, before starting this discussion, let me tell you one thing. So, this discussion is not about only the reading of the newspaper. I'll tell you how you are going to use this newspaper reading in your prelims, and each and every day I'll going to give you now 5 to 6 tasks. If you follow that task, you'll get 20 to 30 marks in your prelims extra. It is my promise, and you will get, because all my throughout all my attempt I have already get that mark. So that is what I am going to tell you. Second thing, I'll going to tell you, how you are going to use each and every topics on the mains perspective. So reading newspaper without knowing where you can use is waste, simply is valueless. So if you watch this video, you can understand how you are going to helpful each and every information on mains answer writing prelims. So that is what I'm going to tell you, the application part of it. Okay. So, and dear student, to get this PDF, because to complete this PDF, you just need 45 minutes. So, if you read the newspaper, it will take around 3 to 4 hours. Just simply scan this QR code. You will download our application. There, you will get the PDF of not the today PDF, all throughout the PDF. You can scan this QR code to join our Telegram channel. Here, you will get the daily current affair and other that material that we are providing, even daily MCQ, current affair based daily mains question we are providing on the basis of this paper. Okay. So first important news is India move citizens in Iran and Israel to safer places. So recently there is a conflict that is going on between the Israel and Iran. So because of that, our government recently shifted people to a safer location, so that there cannot be any untoward incident. So you can see that like those who are in the Iran, they moved to the Armenia. So you can see about Armenia and Iran in their border region. So those who are in Iran, they are shifted to the Armenia, and those who are in Israel, they have been opened their border so that people can travel to the Jordan and Egypt. And you can clearly see here around 25,000 people are staying in Israel, and yesterday news already it is talking about 10,000 people are already staying in the Iran. So you can see any kind of conflict in the Gulf region is very much important for India's diaspora. So here it is GS paper 2. GS paper 2, there is a topic called diaspora. So you can talk about here. The diaspora play a very significant role in our economy, because India is the largest recipient of the remittance, and it is our responsibility to protect our diaspora that is spreading all over the world. Okay, so GS2 diaspora is the topic. So next, India total trade deficit narrowed to 6.6 billion May on oil prices and strong service export. So recently, generally, India is having high current account deficit. India is having high current account deficit, but recent time it is declining because of oil price is less, so that our import bill is less and we are exporting more. So our import is less and we are exporting more. So because of that, this the current account deficit is narrowed down. So if you look into the monthly growth of our trade deficit, so you can see that even some month, so there are positive positive in the current account surplus also, while many months there are current account deficit, but sometimes current account surplus also. So next, the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force, condemned the Pahalgam attack to release report on the state-sponsored terror for first time. So for first time, FATF is going to release a state-sponsored terrorism, to name country that is involved in the terror activity. So the Financial Action Task Force, the Apex Intergovernmental Anti-Terror Financing Watchdog, has issued statement condemning the Pahalgam terror attack and noting that it could occur without money and means to move fund to terror supply. So that is a clear indication that FATF accept that there are support from the some cross border agency for carrying out such attacks. So which is very significant for India. This is a significant condemnation. Only third time in last decade that terror attack have been condemned by the FATF. So very rare occasion FATF condemn the you can say terror attack. So this incident clearly shows that it is a diplomatic victory for India. So FATF will release a report next month, for which first time it include Pakistan, include a state sponsor as a separate source of funding for terrorism. So the FATF is going to release a report. So where it is going to mention about state sponsoring terrorism. So government was sending a dossier to the FATF to argue in favor of including Pakistan in the grey list country that warrant greater scrutiny. Okay. So FATF is releasing report on terror financing risk in a month time. Resource said this is the first time that concept of state sponsored terrorism is being acknowledged by FATF as a founding funding sources. So it's a very significant move. So here where you can use this, you can use this as a IR, international relations, or internal security, IAS, internal security, both you can use there. So it is your homework study about FATF. So FATF is established when, under which charter, which are the member of the country, whether India is the member of the country or not, and what kind of list it published, like a gray list, blacklist. So which country are under the gray list, which country are under the blacklist. So you have to remember that. Okay. And whether Pakistan was in the gray list in the past or not, tell me in the comment box. And what is the status of Pakistan currently, whether it is in grey list or blacklist? If a country is in grey list, what are the provision? If a country in the blacklist, then what are the provision? You have to tell me. Okay. So next, so you can see here there is a fire blaze going on in the Kolkata, but fortunately no life lost there. So it's a good thing. So we can recover material, but we cannot recover our people. Na? So it is our responsibility to fix the government school. This is what said by the Rekha Gupta ji, Delhi CM. So here it is a very important ethical question that is emerged. Nowadays what happened? Everyone want a government job. Everyone want government job, but when it comes to the education, schooling, everyone prefer to the private sector. Okay. So if let's say IAS officer sending their child to the government school, so don't you think that government school will improve its quality of education? So, but instead of that, each and every influential person, be that politician or government servant, they send their children to the private school. And those who don't have money, they are sending their children to the government school. But there used to be a time people used to take pride in the government institution because of talent and merit. But now these are not the case. So here you can give suggestion how we can improve our education in health, like in ethics, in GS2. We can say that all the politician, all the bureaucrats, IAS officer, they can act as a role model by sending their children to the government funded institutions. So that will improve the quality of education there. So bridge in the Pune district was declared dangerous before collapse. This, yesterday there is a bridge which collapsed in the Pune. Because of that, so many people have died. So it was already declared dangerous. So because, and when, despite it is dangerous, people are overcrowd over the bridge, that led to the collapse of this bridge. Okay. So next is container live boat was SO to the Alepura coast. Okay. So recently we are seeing that there is a fire broke out in the you can say uh, on the ocean of the Arabian Sea. So it was a cargo ship named 1 503 West. Okay. So it's Kerala. So the container ship caught fire at the sea of the Kannur coast. 9 following explosion, officials said that the container was expected to drift ashore. So this container may float and comes to the coast. Okay? And in coming days, people are advised to stay away from the suspicious object because this container contain hazardous chemicals. So in case of contact, or in people, if now contacted them, they might be having severe repercussions. So Kerala State Disaster Management Authority has urged people to maintain distance of 200 meters from the object and report them calling by emergency number. So this is a testing of our capability. Now back to back we are seeing 2 accidents on the Kerala coast. So in this situation, we need to strengthen our coast guard to manage this disaster. Okay? So next is about socio-economic survey solve social justice. This is what said by the CM, Karnataka CM. So defending the fresh survey being taken up by the state after objection to the earlier exercise from the all section of the society, he says that caste census announced by the center is different in nature. So first time in the history, so in our first time in the since independence in 2027 census, we are going to include caste. But here Karnataka is planning to conduct socio-economic and educational survey, maintaining that the center proposed caste survey is not a socio-economic and educational survey. According to him, is needed in initiate measure for social justice, and because these measures are very essential to understand backwardness and representation of the all section of the society. So it is generally said that data we need to have essential data for decision making. So Sitaramaya said that general census being taken by the government and different from the socio-educational and economic census which is conducted by the state government. Knowing that the socio-economic status of the community is necessary to provide social justice, and that's why this caste census is being not conducted now. So yes, if you know about the status of your population, you can better implement the scheme for the welfare of your people. Yes, this is right thing. Okay. So next we resurvey is a must. So moreover, as per the section 11 of the Backward Class Commission Act, after expiry of the 10 year of a report, resurvey should be conducted. That is why resurvey has been done. So it is mentioned in the Backward Commission Act. So every 10 year we have to conduct a resurvey to know about backwardness of any community. So next is a new flowering plant species discovered in the Aravalli Hills. So what is the name of that plant? This species Potula Bharat. The Portulaca Bharat. Just know that Portulaca Bharat, this is found in the Aravalli. So it is currently, as for the IUCN, this is called this data deficiency, lack of data deficiency, as for the IUCN red list. And dear student, those who are writing mains this year, you can simply join our answer writing program. It is completely flexible. You can write question of your choice from any source, and or you can write either 4 question per day, or you can write full length test in a week, or you can write 2 question, 2 full length test in 14 days. So it is completely flexible and get evaluated by the selected candidates. So you'll get high quality evaluation at very nominal fees. Okay. So here there is a two important news regarding governor sitting over the bill passed by the state government. So there are instances where governor are not giving any either assent or rejecting any bill, simply keep pending the bill for long. So this is what against the principle of the democracy, because democratic elected government when pass a bill, the governor should act in a responsible manner. They should not either delay or without taking any decision. So that is what even recent Supreme Court judgment also clearly spelled out, that whenever an elected government sending a bill, there should be a time limit within which governor either act or reject the bill. I'm not saying it should be always pass the bill. No, either you can act, either you can pass the bill, or you can return the bill for reconsideration. But you cannot sit on the bill for indefinite period of time. That is what my argument. And India being a democracy, so we need to give primacy to the elected government. Okay. So these two articles are deals with that only. So let's go to the last. So it is talking about forbidding Arabia desert once a lost and bountiful chapter. So it is talking about the currently we are seeing the desert that is in Arab Peninsula, that is full of desert. So once it is used to be lost and full of greenery, full of tree, plant, and you can say river, stream. Once it is used to be full of all these things, but now everything is lost. So that is what it is talking about. So and dear student, those who are watching this video, so whatever may be your doubt, simply write in the comment box at the end of the classes. I will take your doubt and discuss with you. Okay. And good morning to all of you, those who are live, those who are in the live. Okay. So this article is talking about Arab is located in the crossroad between Asia, here it is Africa, here it is Europe. The human civilization, it is believed that started from Africa, they start moving to the Arabia, then Asia, then Europe. So generally it is believed that it is not possible to move all the direction from Arab in the dry condition. So there is a thesis that there might be once in a history, like millions of years ago or thousands of years ago, Arab is full of lush and green covers. So here it is saying that the finding highlighted that the precipitation during the humid interval decreased and became more variable over time as the monsoon influence weakened, the coinciding with enhancing northern hemisphere polarized cover, okay, during the Pleistocene period. So that means once it is used to be lost green, but that is what lost. Okay. So next, does Donald Trump stand Where does Donald Trump stand on the Israel-Iran conflict? So we know that recently Israel started bombing on the Iran, but as per the argument and counter argument by different agencies, so it is well in knowledge of the Donald Trump. Donald Trump, after giving a lot of opportunity or warning to the Iran to come to the negotiating table on nuclear deal to forgo the nuclear weapon, and in return for USA will remove the sanction. But Iran is quite defiant, and after that the Israel take to permission from the USA and conduct the raid. So that is what it is talking about article, not much important. So next is China, Russia, Turkey urge Iran and Israel to end the fighting. So every international country is concerned about this fight. If the fight is may spread to the other country, it is going to disrupt the oil supply, may spike the oil, it's going to impact the world economy as well. So Israel airstrike on the Tehran cut off the Iran state TV during the live bulletin. So we can see the fiercity or highest level of conflict that is going on. So next is TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, cap Wi-Fi operators fee. There are so many Wi-Fi hotspot operator. They charge a fee around 8 time, 9 time the normal fees that is being charged in a Wi-Fi. So you have to study about TRAI, detail about TRAI. It is your homework. You have to study about TRAI. So TRAI is established under which act, under which ministry, what are the mandate of the TRAI. Okay. So the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India ordered that the public Wi-Fi hotspot operator should not be charged more than twice the residential broadcast pay for hotspot. Like whatever people are paying for the Wi-Fi in their household, they should not be pay more than that. So there is a scheme called you need to know Pradhan Mantri Wi-Fi Access Network Interface. This is called PM Wani. You have to remember that, and you have to write in your mains answer. So PM Wani. So in order to say that the PM Wani program, which Department of Telecom and TRAI blame the internet service provider who frequently sold internet plan 40 to 80 times the residential plan. Like whatever you are the internet charge in a home, they are 40 to 80 times more than that in public Wi-Fi hotspot they are charging. Okay? So that is the reason TRAI has no other option but to intervene. So second intervention. So this try second recent tariff intervention a role in undertake very rarely price under a forbearance regime which telecom operator and internet service provider freely setting their tariff. Okay, generally try don't interfere in the tariff matter unless otherwise there are too much exploitation of the markets. So it is your homework, study about PM Wani, then study about try. Okay. And dear student, after this video I'll do, I'll make I'll make some question like PY, you can say MCQ question, 5 to 6 MCQ question, probable MCQ question, that I'm going to put in our YouTube or Telegram, and I'll also put one or two mains question also. So try to practice and write this question. Okay? And if you want evaluation, you can join our application, any paid answer writing program. You can do evaluation of that question as well. So next is a WPI inflation dip to 14-month low 0.39 percentage. So this is article not much important for us, but you can see food articles price contracted. So because of decline in food article, but I have given you a comparison of wholesale price index and CPI index. So you have to study that very well. Okay, so amount of average price. So this is published by the Ministry of Economy Advisors. This is published by Statistics. So good only, service only. So you have to study everything. So there can be very good question on this also. So I have seen time and again UPSC state pieces they're asking multiple question. So please study all these things. And dear student, those who are want a free mentorship program, here we are providing daily targets. You can simply join it by scanning this QR code. You will get good mentorship at free of cost. So hopeful talks on China on rare earth will yield positive results. So recently we know that China is monopolizing the rare earth minerals and critical minerals. China is having global control of all these minerals, and recently it is blocking the supply of the minerals. So due to that, India's manufacturing and the automobile sector, they are suffering a quite a large. So center is engaging China commercially as well as diplomatically to help ease the plight of import, especially the automobile sector on dependence on the rare earth minerals. Hopeful that the discussion yield result. Okay. So Since China action on rare earth minerals, so magnets are impacting auto sector more. We are engaging with the both society on manufacture so that we ease the regulation and ensure that there should be greater access. So next is government expect to seal initial trench of trade pact with USA by July 9. So by July 9 the Donald Trump is planned to impose the tariff that initially currently halt, and India want to sign a mini deal, or you can say the deal, that is we are already in a conclusive state and having no irritant in that by July 9. So government is a track and hope completion of initial tranche of Indo USA bilateral agreement by deadline July 19. Wider fast tranche of agreement fall this year according to the, so later on we'll sign a big deal. So now it's a mini deal where there is a lot of convergence of interest. So on India USA bilateral trade agreement, US team here in the 6 days for negotiation. So we are progressing towards our targets of finalizing the trench by the fall. Fall means September to November. So India is also on negotiation for a free trade agreement with UK also. So and we are also negotiating a free trade agreement with the European Union also. So on the EU free trade, there are some track that working to complete that. So why India is signing so many free trade agreement with international level? Because currently each country they just want to reduce their reliance on the Western country, and they want India should be emerge as an alternative hub. And India want, by having free trade, we can easily export our product and import. So without having much delay. That is the reason. And our traditional market where we have a lot of current account surplus with the USA and European Union, if we are going to sign a free trade agreement, it will double, triple our export. So recently, tell me in the comment box, dear student, tell me in the comment box, recently India signed two free trade agreement with two countries. Tell me the name of that country. I think past 1 year, we have signed two trade agreement with two countries. Tell me the name of that country. Let me see how many of you know that. Okay. And dear student, you can join our application and our Telegram. So Saturday, I'm conducting podcast where you can join, ask me your doubt regarding your preparation. I'm going to help you to clear all these things. So Axiom 4 mission, ISRO and Axiom space coordination to crucial experiment before launch. So with the launch of Indian astronauts, Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla, International Space Station is scheduled for 19th June. So ISRO is coordinating with Axiom Space to refresh the screen time sensitive experiment and specimens. Okay? So ISRO has shortlisted 7 microgravity research experiment. In International Space Station there is zero gravity, and we are going to utilize for conducting experiments. So proposed by the 7 experiment are impact of microgravity radiation on International Space Station on edible microalgae and sprouting of salad seeds in space, survival and revival, production and transcription of tardigrade in space, effect of metabolic supplement on muscle regeneration under microgravity, analyzing human interaction with electronic display in microgravity, comparative growth and potemics response of the cyanobacterium on urea and nitrate microgravity, impact of microgravity on growth and yield of parameter of food crop seeds. So ISRO and NASA conducting 5 more experiment which will mainly on human research program. The mission has rescheduled 4 times due to various issues. So initially it was rescheduled because of weather condition. Later on it is found that there is a leakage on the oxygen, you can say liquid oxygen, so which is very hazardous for launching. So they have taken to repair everything so that before launching there should not be any sort of problem. So more Indian turning for AI for news influencer pulled follow report. So recently there is a report published. Youth are more prone to watching content on the YouTube AI rather than reading them. So it's a shifting of traditional media where our people are consuming the information from. Generally nowadays the younger generation, they are more consuming YouTube, just like you people are watching this YouTube and AI rather than going to the reading the newspaper. But as for my experience, I can tell you one thing. So reading newspaper is also essential because reading newspaper you get a lot of insights also. Okay. चलिए, so bodies of 119 crash victim identify after DNA profiling. So the official death toll yet to be announced. Bodies of 76 victim, including former CM Brupani, handed over. Police, the hospital urged family to remain patient, and CM tell officials to speed up the identification. Yes, the fatal crash, unfortunate incident happened. So now we have identified 119 bodies, and we are handing them over to their family. Dear student, you can join our Dronacharya Year-long mentorship program. So this program is designed in a such a way that it will guide throughout your preparation. So you will not have any FOMO. You will make sure that you will prepare in a very systematically structured way. Here you will get prelims test series, daily answer writing, then daily targets, summarized video that cover the daily targets will provide the summarized content. Okay, you'll get one-on-one mentorship, you'll get the group mentorship, so many more things. So to know more about, simply scan this QR code and join. So next, there is important news. India back peaceful resolution of Cyprus question in statement. So Cyprus bestow its highest honor on Prime Minister in his visit. So joint statement call for lasting settlement on the Cyprus question. Visit also revive the political contact with the country that set to assume presidency of the European Union Council. So Cyprus is going to assume the presidency of European Union Council. So that means having good relation, we can revive, we can have our agenda in the European Union as well. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi held talks with Cyprus Prime Minister. So send a direct message to the Turkey. Turkey, because Turkey is supporting our Pakistan, supporting our Gaddar neighbor Pakistan. So for peaceful resolution of Cyprus question. He reiterated that ending the Israel, Iran, and Russia Ukraine conflict through dialogue and diplomacy. Okay, and joint statement issue at the end visit lasting settlement of Cyprus question. This is very important because the Cyprus, you have to map the location of the Cyprus. Your homework is map the location of the Cyprus, and Cyprus is having a conflict with Turkey. So northern Cyprus and eastern Cyprus, there is a conflict, and Turkey supports something else which is against the territorial integrity of the Cyprus. So the joint statement mentioned the unwavering, consistent support of independent sovereignty, territorial integrity of Republic of Cyprus, and indirect reference to the Turkish support to the northern Cyprus. And joint statement said that both sides emphasize the need to avoid unilateral action for as essence for creating conducive environment for assumption meaningful negotiation. Northern Cyprus, consisting of the northern and eastern part of the Cyprus, is backed by Turkey. So this discussion, we are giving a message to the Turkey that if you put your legs in our dispute, will also create trouble for you also. That is what we need to teach the lesson, because so many this kind of countries, they only listen to language they just want. So we have to teach them the language or the method that they are able to listen that. India's support for the territorial integrity, and Cyprus said the friendship and trusted partner between India and Cyprus has long history. In 1950, India has advocated for for independence of Cyprus. Support, Cyprus always support India in international forum, be that Kashmir issue, and after Pahalgam support also condemned. It is also supporting India on the United Nations Security Council. Cyprus is also supporting India on the NSG. So when a country is supporting us so many occasions, so many international forum, India is also reciprocated. We are having very good relation with Cyprus, and this attack and the role of Turkey also play important role, that is cementing our relation further. Okay? So you can see since 1974 Cyprus has been divided into Turkey backed northern Cyprus and internationally recognized Republic of Cyprus. The dispute has known as Cyprus question. So if there is a question, what is Cyprus question? So dispute between northern Cyprus and southern Cyprus. Northern Cyprus is backed by the Turkey, and southern Cyprus is recognized by the international community. Is called Cyprus question. Dekho, question. I'm telling you one more thing. So you'll get 20 to 30 marks if you just simply follow whatever I'm saying, because they ask question from the paper. You can say 12, 10 to 12 question, they directly ask question or some application of the question like paper. So if you don't read paper properly, so you'll not get this good marks. And if you only rely on this current affair magazine and you just skip the things, you'll not get benefit. Okay. So then next is Cyprus is going to be the Council, European Union Council president. So that means it is going to be help India in cementing our relationship also. So Cyprus bestow its highest honor, Grand Cross of Order, the Macario 3 to Modi ji. So you can say highest honor of the highest honor of the Cyprus is also given to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji also. So crisis, they're going to consistent support. Cyprus has been consistent supporting India on multiple occasions. So I've already told you. So because of that, we are recently cementing our relationship. So next important article is Hardeep Singh Puri dismissed the pro Khalistan protests in Canada. So next is recently Modi ji to attend the G7 summit hold bilateral meet. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to reach Canada Monday to to attend the G7 summit. The summit is being watched keenly as being held in the backdrop of Israel and Iran conflict and Russia and Ukraine conflict. So while leaders they try to have some discussion to de-escalate and find solution, the Modi along with Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky also among the guests will held the meeting. Okay? So it will give an opportunity for him and newly Canadian Prime Minister. This meeting is also going to give us an opportunity to reset our ties with Canada. We know that before, like, previous Prime Minister of Canada, so they after there is a allegation that Indian agency are involved in the killing of the Khalistani. So because of that, relation has been nosedive and reduced, and we have withdrawn all our diplomats from each other country. But now this is a good opportunity. Our Modi ji and the Prime Minister of the Canada, they can reset their ties. So here you can see the Canadian Prime Minister already said that India is a global profile. So during its comment, it is clearly said that India is a big country. It should be present in the G7 summit. This is what's told by said by the Canadian Prime Minister. The G7 summit is first multilateral events that Modi ji will attend after the conclusion of Operation Sindoor against the terror Pakistan. Modi is expected to lead multiple other leaders to G7 and guest of country. And tell me, dear student, which last how many year the Modi ji is consistently attending G7 summit? Just tell me in the comment box. Let me see how many of you know that. So three core issue that is going to they are going to discuss around the three core issue: protecting our community around the world, building energy security, accelerating the global transitions, and securing partnership of the future. So these can be questioned like what are the core issue discussed. Okay, so these can be questioned in your prelims also. So G7 you have to study detail about G7, who's like member of the G7, and what are the challenges faced by the G7. Should India be member of the G7? So these kind of things you have to study because UPSC can ask this kind of question. Next is the cookie jo group center rich understanding the close of camp that is near to the Meiti. So recently there is an hopeful that peace will return to this Manipur region. So Kukijo group they recently agreed to close all their camp that is located very close to the Meiti group. So that will reduce the classes. So here it is given the article. You know that the disturbances is going on in Manipur, and they are fighting between the Kuki and Meiti community. And the Meiti community they are plain based community. They are located in the plain area, and the Kuki they are located in the hill area. And the National Highway 2 and 37 that is passing through. You can see here National Highway number 2 and 37 that is connecting the Meiti dominated Impal Valley passes through the Kuki Joe area, and Kuki are blocking that region. So because of that, essential community are not able to reach to the uh, Meiti community or Impal Valley. So now they're in the discussion so that this they can find solutions to all this problem. So next is Ministry of Home Affairs launches the tech platform for better disaster management. So tell me, dear student, the disaster management is comes under which ministry? Disaster management is comes under which ministry? Whether it is part of the union list, state list, or concurrent list? Tell me two things like disaster management is in which list and which ministry deals with that. So Union Home Ministry unveiled three major platforms for improving speed and precision of disaster management. So first one is integrated control room for emergency response. Integrated control room for disaster response. So if any question regarding what are the steps taken by the government to improve the disaster management, so you can write that. This is a good example how you are going to write in your mains answer. So already I have told you, if you watch this video, you'll understand how you are going to write each and every article in your newspaper. No need to go bulky book. Simply make note of this and that will fetch a very good marks. Okay. So next is National Data Based Emergency Management Light 2, National Data Emergency Management and Flood Hazard Zonation Atlas of Assam at annual conference published. So three platform will equip disaster management apparatus with speed, precision, then new age technology. So ICR, so that means integrated control room for emergency response will promote real-time response to the disaster across the nation by streamlining satellite data to the rescue agencies. So next is NDEM. NDEM full form is National Database for Emergency Management. So provide our response force, spread across the nook and corner with agility to confront any calamity. So flood hazard Atlas of Assam will help mitigate disaster mitigation by providing real-time data related to flood, their impact, water resources. So these step will help in reducing our disaster impact. Okay, so read this these three initiative, you can give right answer about that. And this cookie Joe, you can talk about northeast disturbances, internal security. So recently there is agreement among the Kuki and Naga to sorry Kuki and Meiti to reduce their tension and have a uh, peaceful coexistence. Okay. So dear student, we are also providing a daily current affair 4 to 6 page. So it will cover all the current affair in a very systematically easy way. So if you study like our infographics in 45 minutes daily, infographics 45 minutes, and this newspaper 45 minutes, so no need to go anywhere for any news. This is more than sufficient for your UPSC preparation. This is what you have to follow. So agent who dupe the poor with promise of future abroad, devaluate Indian passport. So you know that recently so many people they are on the promise of better life. They take some money from the Indian people and take them illegally to the USA and UK through the donkey route. So dear student, you have to study about donkey route. What is donkey route? Okay, so what is donkey route? So donkey routes refer to the illegal method of migrant usually used to enter the country, like United States and United Kingdom. Process involve utilizing human smuggler navigating through various countries, often facing harsh and dangerous conditions to bypass legal immigration process. So you have to study about donkey route. So they can talk about, they can ask about what is donkey route. Donkey route recently seen in news related to what. So you have to study that. Okay. So bench termed the allegation very serious and refused to entertain anticipatory bail to the person. Okay? And dear student, those who are attempting 2026, so simply you can scan this QR code to join our application. So here it is given, real time examination. You can practice this test, so you can have fair amount of idea about how we are going to write in the prelims 2026. So Register General of India issue 2027 census notification. The census will be conducted in two phases and use digital tool around 34 lakh enumerator supervisor to set deployed for the exercise. So the census will be conducted in 2027. Okay, so it is going to be digital and it will give an option for individual to enter their data. Okay, so census is conducted in two phases. First phase is about the house listing. Here all the house assets will be listed. Second one is population enumeration. Here population detail will be entered. Okay, so this census is going to be digital census. First census after independence. We are going to include the caste census. So these are the summary of all these things given. So caste will be enumerated in the census, say the center. Yes, this is the first census that is going to be held with caste census. So dear students, those who are writing for mains 2026, you can join our answer writing program, because from prelims to mains you'll get hardly 75 days. In 75 days, it is very difficult to complete the mains answer writing. So it is good to that you should start answer writing from now onwards, so that at that moment after clearing the prelims, you should have already have good command over the answer writing. Okay. So, what is the ambiguity in India's nuclear liability law? So, let me explain you in detail. So, recently, what happened? So, we know that once there is a nuclear accident, the damage is very severe. So, those who are affected, we need to pay compensation. Okay? If there is an accident, we need to pay compensation to those who are affected. Then, question is, who will pay the compensation? So, the operator who operate the nuclear reactor, like NPCIL, National Nuclear Power Corporation of India, will pay. And as per the India's civil liability law, even the supplier who is supplying equipment to the NPCIL, that also liable to pay. So because of that, international level, all these private companies, they are quite apprehensive to providing technology and parts to the India, because they think that in case of any accident, Indian government can sue and even ask compensation, which is beyond the capability of any private sector. You know that to clean this Fukushima, more than $20 billion is needed. No, the Fukushima disaster, it is more than 2 billion. It is beyond the capability of any private sector. So that is the reason. International level, community or international private sector are not coming to invest in our nuclear sector. So recently to ease that, a government wants to change the civil liability law. You can see there Jaitapur nuclear power plant is stuck because of this. Jaitapur is going to be implemented with assistance from the French. Then we have one more project is called Kovada in Andhra Pradesh. It is also stopped from, like, this project is being implemented with help from the USA, but it is stopped because of this law. But Russian project is implemented because Russia project is started before implementation of this or enactment of the civil liability laws. Okay. So this is all about the law. So just read it out. You'll understand. I have just explained the crux of it. So government just simply want to remove that, so that they can attract a lot of foreign investment. So when can US president deploy military on the USA soil? So the president of USA recently deployed the military in California. So widespread protest erupted in Los Angeles, California, after raid by the US immigration and custom enforcement led to the dozen arrests. In response, US president Donald Trump deployed 4,000 national guards and 700 marine. So then question is, when can USA president deploy? So they can deploy. So military. So they can deploy. Insurrection Act permit the president to deploy military during civil unrest. This can be done with state request or unilaterally to enforce federal law, suppress rebellion, or protect the civil right when state government is unwilling or unable to. So that means central government can either send the military or stay with the request of the state government. So then what is the condition in India? So under Article 355, so you have to remember that. You have to remember Article 355. The Constitution of mandated that union to protect the state against internal aggression, as internal disturbances as well as external aggression. So this allow the center to deploy army even without state request. When public order is a state subject, union can deploy armed forces to add the civilians, not to replace the civilian. It is Supreme Court judgment clearly says that whenever army is deployed, it should be add the civilian administration, not to replace the civilian administration. So Supreme Court held that armed forces deploy should supplement, not supplant the state continuing civil power. Crucially, deployment we withdraw once normalcy is restored. Once everything is normal, so we have to withdraw the armed forces. Normalcy not being restored cannot be served as a fig leaf for prolonged, indefinite, and permanent military presence. So we have to ensure normalcy should be restored and withdrawal of the armed forces. Okay, so what is the significance of the Sipkila Pass? Recently, the Himachal Pradesh government opened the Sipkila Pass. So it is your homework to map the Sipkila Pass along with all other pass of northern India, like all other international passes that is having connected international border. So tell me, the Jalepla is located where, Bumdila, Dipu Pass is located where. Okay? So you have to study and identify all the international passes. So recently, because of this, Sipkila passes is open to the public. Now it is connecting road, so tourists can visit there. You just need Aadhaar card to go there, and from there we can have Kailash Mansarovar Jatra also. I think it's ठीक है. So there we can have travel. So though this region is having good connectivity with the people those who are living in the Tibetan region. So since century this region is used to trade with each other, but with the opening of this that route, it will be reduce our traveling time to the Kailash Mansarovar Jatra. Okay, Kailash Mansarovar, it will reduce our time that is taken to the Kailash Mansarovar Jatra. So it is also improve the tourism potential of this local people. It is also improve the cross border connectivity also. Okay. So dear student, those who are giving for OPSC prelims, you can simply join our prelims test series, which is very nominal fee. Scan this QR code and join our test series. So next is analyzing internet across digital skill in India. So recently we are seeing that both internet uses, both in terms of mobile, broadband, and skill is increasing, but still it is widespread inequality exists across the region, across the gender, and across the caste. So this article is talking about that though our internet connectivity, Wi-Fi, and digital literacy is increasing, but there exists a wide gap or inequality. Okay. So serving justice, but not serving justice but not justice. So here it is talking about, recently we are seeing that the justice Yashwant Verma resident huge cash of money, burnt money are found. So after that he was transferred to the Delhi High Court to the Allahabad High Court. but it is seen that in past also there are so many allegations against the judges, but the action taken is not quite adequate. So you can see they are doing some in-house investigation, but we don't know what kind of in-house investigation is doing. Supreme Court time and again talking about transparency, accountability, but where is this transparency, accountability whenever the judges who are such a high stature are involved in the corruption? And what kind of legal action we are taking? Simply impeachment. Like for example, if a IS officer is involved in a corruption, we simply remove and jail term. But here we simply only remove that judge from the post. There is no, we are not penalizing by through criminal act. When some person is judge is committing some criminal act, there is no way we cannot punish that. So that is what is very severe and grave concern. So here again it is also talking about past also we have seen. So in 2020 chief minister of Andhra Pradesh allegation against the Justice Ramana, but later on Justice Ramana was appointed as the Chief Justice of India without having proper investigations. And later on, Ranjan Gogoi is also facing sexual harassment, still appointed so in-house inquiry given clean cheat. Justice Suryakant also faced the allegation, but still appointed as a Chief Justice of a High Court. So citizen right to know. Yes, Supreme Court has repeatedly affirmed the citizen right to know, but right to know should be extended to the Supreme Court also. They should involve everything information to the public. So it is our right to know about what is going on within the Supreme Court. So finding from the in-house inquiry are not appealable, and public disclosure report should be, so it should be disclosed to the public so that public should know about what is going on. Okay, this is what our judiciary is still functioning in a very opaque nature. So while judiciary is ensuring the you can say transparency and accountability of other institutions, they also have to follow the same principle. So water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. So it's a very interesting article. So this year World Environment Day, our theme is beat the plastic problem. So United Nations estimate that 300 billion to 600 billion annually. You know, uh, so pollution, the plastic pollution is a costly affair. So we need a systematic approach to fix that. More than 400 million tons of plastic are produced every year, and only 10% is recycled. That means 90% simply go to the landfill. They enter into water body and become microplastic. They enter into our food chain. These are causing lots of problems. So this article is talking about that only. Okay, so what does this means? So 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 like why we are generating so much of plastic? This is what happening problem, because whenever we are going outside, let's say in restaurant, let's say in outside, we generally demand a bottle water. Why we are demanding this bottle of water? Because we don't know what is the quality of water they are providing in the restaurant, in the public place, tourist place. That is the reason we are demanding. Let's say if there is a proper checks education that whatever water is given, they are high quality and maintained. So that in that case we don't need to buy this water bottle. So by cutting that, we can save a lot of water bottle, we can save the environment, we can save the prices also. Even the restaurant I have seen, like the moment we enter there, they'll provide you a water bottle at a very high price. So that is what giving them price. So we need to pitch our consumer authorities to regulate that, because if everyone start doing that, that is going to create the problem of plastic pollution. I have seen in Delhi, there are so many monuments. If you travel that, so there is a water supply there, so where you will get very clean water. So that reduce the plastic consumption. Same thing we can extend all our monuments. It is compulsory for all restaurant to have clean water. They should not give any water bottle. So like that case we will going to achieve our objective and make our environment sustainable. Okay, so India on EG Balance Act in Bay of Bengal. So this article is talking about Bay of Bengal, a multi-sectoral technical initiative. BIMSTEC. It is talking about BIMSTEC. So recently we are seeing on the eastern coast of India. So we are seeing on the eastern coast of India, the port like Visakhapatnam Port, Paradip Port, and Kolkata Port. They are acting as a leader in terms of promoting export. But problem is that we are recently seeing that extraterritorial power coming into like China, then disturbances in Bangladesh, all these things it is talking about. Okay? And at the end, it is talking about the larger question is whether India can maintain a balance between asserting strategic interest and cultivating regional trust. Thus, for signal are mixed. That means we have to balance the both. Okay? While on the one hand, we need to promote, while at the same time we need to ensure the development of the all. So this article is you need to just read it out. The next is escalation spiral. So global power must pursue Israel to end reckless war, because Israel is currently involved in war in you can say in the Gaza Strip, Gaza Strip, and again in the Iran. So international community need to find a place so that this war will be controlled. So next is war in Gaza expose Israel hidden ambition. So not much important for our UPSC examination. Just if we have time, just go through it. That is more than enough. And dear student, this is all about the today newspaper. That is 17th June. So dear student, if you have any feedback and comments, please write in the comment box. If you like this video, do like, subscribe to this channel, and share this channel to your friend. And we are going to live this daily newspaper analysis at 8 p.m. So I'm just giving a time 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. So we'll live that so that you can simply watch that within 45 minutes. I'll cover everything so that you'll get a lot of insight in just 45 minutes. And it is my promise, if you watch regularly, 20 to 30 marks you'll get extra in your prelims, and you'll get 60 plus marks or 80 plus marks mains value addition. So please follow this channel, and we'll have to end our discussion here. Chaliye dear student, bye bye, take care, have a good day.